What is going on, my good people, man? This is your main man, Ben, here, and we are Talk Active, practicing wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Yo, happy Tuesday to all, man. I hope you guys have an awesome holiday. It was a long weekend for me and my family. It's a amazing time to clean the refrigerator. It wasn't my choice, but it is what it is. However, guys, episode 93, first and foremost, thank you for the support in this channel. Amazing. I truly do appreciate the coffee donations, the little jabs, and all that stuff. I truly love it. Amazing how little things push us to be better. That being said, I would also like to thank for a new subscriber in our main channel. Almost 1K. You know, it's just a little side gig that we do. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. If you missed episode 92, check out our talk with John and Elma. You know, this college couple who just got married and finding their common ground and differences. You know, a newlywed couple embarking their new life, you know, new journey from East Coast to West Coast, and traveling nurse. You know, there's a lot of, retirement going on, and then this new, kids coming in and filling out those gaps. But amazing talk. Check them out. We are in the month of September. The theme of the month is resilience and fortitude. Resiliency is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, while fortitude is the courage in pain or adversity. Since we practice practicality to be able to live well, we will apply the one that will work in our method. That being said, our next guest for episode 93. Marco is a fellow podcaster, a hardcore wrestling fan since birth, and also a very skilled land administrator on a world-class healthcare system. His unique skills and very special situations caught my attention because I simply cannot mimic his abilities. And yes, guys, he's my co-worker. That's why I like it and I hate it too. But his unique approach on family management and professional life is one of a kind, and I truly do admire Marco. I would like to find out his practice of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation.
How's it going, Ben?
What's happening, brother?
I don't know how to follow up an intro like that. I appreciate the kind words. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I'm just forced to do that because guys. Oh man! I take everything I just said back.
This guy, man. I mean, they're so familiar with this guy. I work with this guy, and Marco. He is our land administrator, and he's just more than a land administrator, if you ask me. And Marco, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. I'm glad to be. Episode 93.
Yes, sir.
I hear good things. I'm glad I'm here, as they say. So what's going on, man?
Right here, I'm just trying to pitch in, little contributions to the universe. But, overall, I pick I pick people in this episodes in my channel because I want to share, man. I want to share, especially when I see demographics,
Am I your first coworker?
To be honest, you are.
Oh man,
you are, and I'll be bluntly honest with you, man. You're the top of the list, and definitely I got a long list. But yeah, you were there, man. You were there.
I don't control your raise, man. So I don't know. I don't know what
you're
to
crazy,
say. But I am truly honored. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I was able to work this out. Although for those of you that are listening, it took a couple days later than usual, as life hits you fast, you got to rearrange, and I'm glad I was able to make this happen because you're a good person. I like to support people
thank you, bro.
that I care about and everything.
But first and foremost, bro, why are you sounding like you're a married person, Marco?
Oh, what are you talking about?
Your life is like, your life is so hectic and all that. Guys, this guy doesn't have a kid. Just so you know, Marco doesn't have a children yet, okay?
But it doesn't mean life doesn't stop.
I know,
You
bro.
know, I am a proud dog
man.
dad.
I know, bro.
I'm in a committed relationship with a wonderful young lady.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're on the road to marriage and everything.
Ooh.
And it's like, you know, the last month and a half or so has been a blur.
Almost.
And,
when is the date?
Self-destruct.
It is August the 26th of 2023.
Wow.
That is the official date on the books. You know, hopefully we make it. Hopefully the US and everything just it's still here. Hopefully we're still here.
Okay.
As a society.
Good stuff, bro. I mean, I'm excited in that one because, you know, me and Marco and my manager, he always throw some jab on Marco and you know, before pandemic, you know, he's just like, yeah, when are you gonna stop playing house? You know, it's just that old school mentality of my manager, and I kind of like understand, and at this point now we got a date, so this is just like, you know, a Pokemon, an evolution.
No longer playing, man.
Amazing, bro.
It's real life themes,
definitely, bro.
As they say.
Now, Marco, just for the record, can you kindly tell our audience, you know, your profession, your gig, your hobbies, and how, you know, how you do, you know?
Like you said, I am a LAN admin, but two is very important. You got to add the two there.
That's two, yeah.
Of a very well-known health institution,
yes,
in the world, that Ben also works for. And basically it's just, you know, I turned a hobby into career. I was always inclined to troubleshoot and assist family members. I always loved technology. For those of you that are watching videos, my little podcast / basement area is cluttered with tech. That's basically my passion. And what I do for a hobby is this. I have a nice little setup, podcasting. Hopefully the audio is coming in clear.
Definitely, it's crystal clear, bro.
Like, you know, this is what I like to do. You know, I'm a jack of all trades when it comes to podcasting. I do a lot of reviews on the side. Shout out to retreonmedia.com.
Yes.
You know, I've worked with the local radio station El Sol. I worked with the New York radio station La Mega. A couple of different things, you know. The next
you do
event,
reviews too, right? In movies and all that.
I do reviews. I contribute to a couple different websites, and it's just, you know, whenever I'm free, whenever you know, it tickles the fancy, as they say.
Right.
You know, when I have a review and I check to see if for the reviews that I have, if there's already an embargo. An embargo, for those of you that don't do reviews, is a date that the owners of the property set forth before you can talk about the property that's been released. So if I typically have a review ready before the embargo date, I kind of shop it around. I send it to a couple people and say, hey, do you have somebody that's already reviewed this? If not, boom, here it goes. And that's what I typically do. That's my hobby. That's what makes me get up in the morning, outside of the desire to live and to be with my beautiful fiance and work. You know, that's my hobby. And, you know, video gaming. Yeah, like I said, it's whatever. It's like I'm a cat. Like, in terms of like my attention is split in so many different ways. It all depends what I'm doing.
And by the way, just to pitch in it, his reviews are not like the one you see on YouTube and all that. His reviews are like official. Because I know one time I brought, basically Marco has a review and he rented out the entire theater in one of the, you know, malls here in Baltimore. And he was like counting people, if you want to see this, because I got reviews. Oh yeah, I brought Maddie, I brought my wife. You know, it's just stuff that he does. So it's not just like, you know, for the sake of review, but that's just one of his gigs, and it's just amazing to be able to be, you know, to be part of that. And it's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing. Now, Marco, what do people misunderstand about you most? You know. Well,
I think because we live in in a society that they judge based on appearances.
Right.
I'm one to understand. I am a bigger gentleman. I have a beard. I have a face that always makes me look like I'm unhappy. But I'm a very happy individual. I am a cuddly teddy bear, as they would say. I'm always one to laugh. You know what I mean? A
Yo,
lot of people sometimes misconstrue that. They think that
I
I'm this
tell you.
rough and tough guy. But hey, you know what? I will take it, because in a lot of situations, it's avoided issues with me.
Right.
I can't lie. You
And
know, there's things that I get away with that people don't,
I'll be
because
dead honest
of
with
how they
you.
look.
Everything he said, though, in my own experience, everything is true. I mean, my first impression of him is like, yo, is this guy like a football player, or what is it? Is that part of the hockey team or whatever? But this guy,
Hey
man,
I might be. Who knows?
he's legit. He's
I don't
legit,
know.
man.
I don't know. Depends on the week. On the week that you speak with me, I might
Now,
be out there, bare chested with tribal tattoos.
I know you're a family man and all that stuff, bro. Like, we all came, in different side of the world to come over here. But what's your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory. I want to say it's kind of hard. I always like go back to warm and fuzzy memories, but one of my favorite childhood memories was when we used to pack. I don't know if I'm dating myself here. For those of you that lived in the States in the 90s and the 80s, what was fashionable here, if you had a family, this was before minivans, and this is before SUVs, was the station wagons that had the wood panel on the side. So I remember every summer, one summer in particular, we used to pack up the station wagon. And it was one of those station wagons that in the trunk, it will pop up and it'll be a seat. But the seat didn't face forward, it faced back. And you will see the car behind you instead of you seeing the people in front of you.
It's like
That's
a limo.
how I wouldn't call that a limo.
Somewhat.
But it was a thing that if you had more than 2 or 3 kids, I'm one of 4 siblings.
Okay.
You packed it in, and my mom used to pack it in with everybody had a friend that they could bring. And we used to go to the beach because, I originally was born in Queens, New York, but at an early age, around 8, we moved to Florida. We used to live in Coral Gables, Florida, which is about 15, 20 minutes from the beach. And we used to just pack it in and go every summer. And I remember this one time, because my brother packed or invited a lot more friends. I had to keep moving for people's laps.
Are you serious,
because
bro?
Because it was like I was a small child. I was
on
like
that van. How many
or,
people is that? Like 12?
Like, you got to think about it. There's 2 in the front. In the back, it was back when the back seats used to fit 4, and then you had a seat that fit 3 in the back. And so it was like me and a friend of mine were sitting in the middle seat, which is the back seat if you didn't open the from the trunk. And I remember particularly there was this one of my sister's friends. He had like hair on his legs, and it was like real prickly. And I remember I kept saying, I don't want to sit on his lap because his hair.
No.
It was super tough.
That's a shaved hair, bro. I hate that shaved hair, bro.
Yeah, and it's like weird. But I remember doing stuff like that because like summers used to be legit when you were a kid.
Right.
Like, we living in Florida, it could be we're going to Disney World one day, we're going to the beach the other, we're going to go baseball, or the happiest trip was when we used to pack everything in and visit our family in Florida. Not in Florida, in New York. That was cool as well. For those you didn't know, back in the 80s, it takes like 18 hours to get from Florida all the way to New York
Are you
City.
kidding me? It's still like right now. It's like that too, man. I mean, if you don't drive like crazy,
No, it's a lot more traffic now.
yeah, it's messed up now. I don't want to go that route. My wife always wants me to drive there, but I was like, to be honest with you, South Carolina is the farthest that I ever drove, like 8 hours. That's it.
Oh no, I've gone from Baltimore, from Owings Mills to Orlando to Florida
No.
to Miami. As a matter of fact, we've driven to Florida in the last 3 years, like I want to say 6 or 7 times.
How many hours do you drive there, or just literally like split up?
Well, we split it by a day.
Oh,
So
man.
I believe it's 16 hours. So we drive 8. We stop. We've been stopping at the same hotel
okay.
for like 3 years. And then we spend the night, and then we get up early and get there by dinner time.
When was the last time you guys went there?
Well, last time we were in Florida was last 2 weekends ago. Went up
You
there
drove?
No, we flew.
Yeah, I'm glad you
We
did.
haven't. The last 2 times we flew, and we're actually going back to Florida in October.
Yeah, it costs a gas though.
Because my mom lives out there now, so we visit my mom a lot.
Gotcha, bro. Now, speaking of Lily, how did you meet her? And
Well, the story of me meeting Lily is hilarious. It's so for those of you, for your listeners who don't know,
right?
I was married before. I got divorced.
Right.
After a while of taking a long break from dating, I said, let me meet somebody. And I met a couple people, it was nothing serious. And then my friends were like, you should try online dating. I was like, online dating, like, I grew up in 81. I'm 40 now. And when I got on online dating, I was like 32, 33. And I was like, it's not my thing. So I get on there, I make a profile, scroll pictures.
Wait a minute. This is not Tinder, isn't it?
No.
What is it?
No.
What is this? Is this me, Christians? Yo, that's the one. Not that one. Okay. What is this?
It's not Plenty of Fish.
What?
Oh my God. I can't even remember, because I was on that site for like a week, and that's it. Oh God.
So you basically did a thing. You made your own profile.
It was OkCupid.
Oh.
I made my own profile.
Okay.
I saw the matches. I saw a picture of her, and I don't remember what she had in the picture. And I literally just wrote, "Hey." And I remember I was at my sister's house.
Right.
And then I put my phone away, and then I think we went out to dinner, and then I got a message the next day. And all I wrote was, "Hey."
3 letters.
The joke is, "Hey." And the joke was that it was a strong hey.
Dang.
So during the time, Lily was like on a couple different apps. Like, she's gone out on dates. It was to the point that she didn't even have time to it was like, she responded to my message like, "Hey, what's up?" after she looked at my page or whatever. I think we talked for a little bit, and I really said, I was like, "Listen, I don't really get on this anything." I was like, "Can I have your number?" And she was like, "Sure." We texted a couple of times, and she was like, "Let's meet for a drink." And during this time,
what year is this?
I can't even remember.
Yo, I'm gonna fact check this guy right now. If Lily,
no, I can't even,
for real, sees this,
I'm being honest.
I know.
2000.
I just want to check.
2015 or 2016. It was one of those 2 years, and we met in November, and no, early December. It was the first week of December, and we met for a drink. And during this time, me and her talked, and it was like, she was explaining to me how she had been dating for the past year and a half,
right,
like off these apps, and she was about to be done because she didn't find anybody. It was like she had a very short like fuse in terms of people. Like, if she went out on a date with you and you went out to dinner or for a drink or a coffee,
right,
and she didn't feel anything, she was like, "All right."
Your hey probably is kind of like a deep rumble hey, bro. Hey.
No, I don't know. I just said hey. and then it was funny. So we went out, and what she tells me, and I don't know if it's true, she said my quick personality was what attracted her to me.
That's
Like
what's
she
up.
was like, oh, like you're a handsome guy, but she's like, I've gone out on dates with handsome guys, and I
Right,
feel
right, right.
like when you talk to them, they're just dum dums. So we started talking, and she appreciated that I was from New York. Her family was originally from New York. She
Right.
moved from New York when she was a young child, and like we were talking, and then she said something like, "Oh, I've rode horses my entire life," which is true. Like her dad
Right,
rode
right.
horses,
Mm-hmm.
like her dad was a jockey in college. So I said the only thing that popped in my mind, and I'm sorry if this is an age appropriate
You
show,
say it,
I
man.
said, so I hear with equestrian riders, that they tear their hymen pretty early. Do you remember when you tore your hymen? And then she just like looked at me and started laughing. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, do you remember when you tore your hymen?
Oh no, bro.
And like, I don't know why that stuck with me. I think I was reading something, and it's just the only thing that popped in my mind. And she started laughing, and like it became a story that we always tell. And then she was like, that's when I knew. And then I'm a person that once I'm doing something, I'm already thinking about the next thing. So we're
Advanced thinker.
laughing.
That's what you are.
Like what she said? It's like, because
Advanced
I'm in New
thinker.
York. Yeah, I guess. So she was like, oh, like we're having drinks and whatever. Like it was originally one drink and we had a couple already.
Right.
And then she was like, oh, I'm having so much fun. And I immediately said, cool, what are you doing tomorrow? And she was like, nothing. I was like, all right, we're going to go do this. And that started a series of like 6 or 7 dates that we had within a 2-week period.
Dang.
And then
it
long
clicked
story
from
short,
there.
where she was like, I never had anybody I was like that. And I was at a point that I was just like, if I want to get to know you, I want to get to know you. I don't.
All right. You are an experienced man by then because, given your history and all that stuff, you have enough, experience in life and you see it. And then you click with Lily. And when I met her, she's like really like, supported of you. She's like arms wide open.
She's a wonderful partner. And more importantly, this is something that is real, that people laugh at first, but then they understand when I explain to them. She is my best friend.
Right. Very important, man. I mean, but by the time in our age,
people like,
yeah,
it's like you gotta, like they always say, oh, you gotta marry your best friend, and this is something that I found true in my life, because she knows me inside and out. She knows to the core the person that I am.
Right.
And that way when I have a problem, I have something, she knows where I'm coming from when I'm asking about it. So
it's a very strong, thing in life, that it's not just, a partner, but a best friend is another level. So I truly have that like respect in that one, because, it's the norm that they look at it. But if you goes to compare apples to apples, your relationship is in a different level because of that, bond that you got.
That is correct. And it also allows you to give understanding, or sometimes people don't give understanding too. And like, she's very supportive, and I'm very supportive of her.
All right.
And like, if anything happens in our life and we're not there with each other, we're always the first call that we make, and that takes time. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
Like, when it comes to a long-term relationship, you got to understand that you go through phases. You go through your honeymoon phase, you go through your excited phase, but how you make your relationship grow in other ways is by being there, being actually, that not something tangible is keeping you together, but the fact that you like being around each other. Like, I would spend a Friday night at home doing nothing with her than going out with other people.
Likewise, bro. Likewise. Yeah. I mean, 3 to 5 years for me is discovery phase based on my experience, because we'll be celebrating 15 years in a couple of days, me and my wife, as
congrats.
I know, bro. I mean, the level of respect I put on women, especially on strong, I would like to put an emphasis, strong women, women that doesn't take any crap on men, women that stands on their 2 feet and does not take like one word on men and then they cower. This strong women, is in different league. That's why I have like utmost respect on women, bro. Now moving on this one, Marco, you reviews movie and all that stuff. What is your favorite holiday movie, and what does that say about you? One
holiday
bro.
movie. One holiday movie.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like my answer. My favorite holiday movie, and I'm gonna go out there and say it. It's my favorite Christmas movie. Is Die Hard. You want to know why?
Bruce
Die
Willis?
Hard.
Yo.
Bruce Willis is Die Hard.
Okay.
You know why it's a Christmas movie?
What?
It's set in Christmas. There's snow. There is a Christmas party. There is a family that's introduced. He has a gift for his family. And it has the best thing of all, which is action. So that right there, to me, it is the greatest Christmas movie.
Bro.
And you know what it says about me? It says that I'm awesome.
I've heard this in the radio talk, bro, and there's a big debate on this one. It's not a holiday movie.
It
Die
is.
Hard.
It is. It is.
Gotcha, man. I mean, I love Bruce Willis, man. When I was young, I always look at him. What other Bruce Willis I can think of aside from Die Hard?
He's been a bunch of stuff. He's been in
name me one.
He's been Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Not that one. A different Bruce Willis. Like, what was the love story that he did, man?
I don't think Bruce Willis has done love stories. I know
I thought I saw him. Was that Kevin Costner?
It's Kevin Costner. He did the M. Night Shyamalan movie, I See Dead People. That movie.
I think I saw
a classic.
That one. I think you provided one of those.
He did The Replicants, which is about people that set in society like 30 years from now that people don't go outside, but they use like avatar robots to be them in the real world. He's been in a bunch of movies.
What was that movie with the woman? The Seventh. What was that?
He wasn't in Seven.
No, the Seventh thing. The woman that is a robot and they jump. He was a taxi driver there. What movie was that, bro? He was a taxi driver.
When he was like multi-pass.
It's like a futuristic, and then there's this woman.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you're talking about the movie with Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, that one. I think it's the Seventh something.
No, Mila Jovovich. The movie that you are talking about is.
I'm stuck.
Talking about The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element, not Seventh. That was Seventh Avenue in my thing. Fifth. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, you got that right. Fifth Element.
Bruce Willis, the only movie that he was in that might have been a love story was Death Becomes Her. That was an old one from the 90s. He was in 12 Monkeys. He was in Armageddon.
Yeah.
Which is probably the biggest one. He was in Sixth Sense, which is the one with I See Dead People. He was in Unbreakable. He was in Sin City, and he was in Looper, which was another really good movie.
I've seen that too. I love Looper. Now, if Marco Rivas, if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be? Don't ask me because I got one thing for you, but I'm not going to say it in a podcast.
What I would like to be remembered for?
Yeah.
I would like to be remembered as a guy that facilitates happiness for others.
Well, I would say 50-50. Facilitates happiness is a blessing and a curse. But yeah, I mean, I would say at some point in the level as a coworker and personal level, I think you fit that bill, bro. I think you fit that bill. I might regret it later though, but there's a soundtrack.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
Right there. You're gonna hear the thing later on when it's finished. But now, what would be the title of the book about you if your worst enemy wrote it? Oh, snap.
The title of the worst. If my worst enemy
wrote a book for you, what would be the title of the book?
God damn it, I'd hate Marcos, but I fucking respect him.
Ooh, you're gonna hear that. Okay, that's good stuff, man. Now, what? It sounds like Courtney, man, but Check,
Hey.
check. Now, what's the biggest challenge you're facing in your, in your role as LAN admin right now, and how are you tracking it?
The biggest challenge is that I'm unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it's something that I adore, is that I'm the last guy. Like, if I can't solve it,
Who can?
it's a problem. Like,
See,
I gotta find it.
Here's the thing with me, man. I mean, I'm gonna splatter it because I work in a world-class environment, and I love to pitch stuff. Given that I'm not a single man anymore, I do have my limitations. But given that you're there on a project, got Courtney, and I got a couple of guys like Ed, Purnell, and everybody, I feel like nothing's gonna go wrong, man. I mean, one way or the other, people are so reliable. You're reliable. That's why you're there. I mean, I've seen you evolve, man. I've seen you evolve. If Precious and Raymond is here, man, I can remember in my training days, that was wild.
I remember you were here when Precious was
That's
here.
what she said.
Yes.
Shout out to Precious.
Yeah,
Amazing
hey Precious.
person. I like
And
her.
Young Buck, Raymond, Major. Amazing guys, bro. Now, what underrated tool you have is indispensable for your job?
Google.
For your tool?
Google.
That's the ticket.
Here's something that I'm gonna let people in on.
Okay.
There's not a lot of original ideas or original problems.
Right.
You just got to learn how to research and apply and change things to fit your needs.
Correct. True.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Like, if you look for something that's very specific to what you're having an issue with, you're never going to find it. But if you find something and understand what the actual issue is overall, you'll be able to find solutions that you can later apply for your actual specific problems.
It's like you find that starting point, and then you follow that breadcrumb, and then it leads you to the trail. Good stuff, bro.
Right.
Now, what's one thing about your job? It's related to this question. What's one thing about your job in the field of expertise that almost no one agrees with you about?
I think I question everything. And a lot of times when you question and an institution has done something a certain way, they won't even look at other solutions until what they're used to doing fails.
Gotcha.
So the way I operate, and a lot of things have changed in the institution I'm currently in, and I've had my hand in a couple of things.
I know.
And it's all because I asked, it all starts with the question, why?
Right.
Why do we do this like this? Why is this here? Why are we offering this?
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't hear anything that's like, this is the reason why, because we started doing this, when I hear something, because that's the way we do it, that to me means you don't know why we're doing it. You're just doing it because that's how you've always done it.
Yeah.
And like, I am a big proponent of working smarter, not harder.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the modern way of solving it. I like people like this because in a technology era, it's not about being lazy, but finding the quickest way. And when you critique that way, we keep it simple. And then when you can improvise it and make it more simpler, everybody wins. So this is why you're LAN admin. I'm glad. Now we are indeed approaching in our ender, bro. Now, what are 3 movies you'd recommend to my audience and why?
All right. Like, that's a very, very broad.
Well,
okay.
You're gonna be broader and selective. 3.
Okay. It's gonna be a goodie, but an oldie.
Okay.
If you ever want a movie that encompasses the 80s and a movie that you can enjoy with your entire family,
All right.
is watch The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
I've never seen it. I've never spoken to somebody that's ever watched The Princess Bride and said they didn't like it. It's an all-time classic. It's a movie that doesn't get a lot of recognition. It has everybody. It has a little bit for everybody. Billy Crystal's in it. You have a bunch of other cameos. You have
Maddie saw that one.
a young Carrie Ells in it. He plays the prince. It has most of the quotable lines ever, and it was the last movie that Andre the Giant did before he passed.
Oh, Princess Bride.
So
Princess Bride.
It's a very good movie, and I think everybody should watch it.
I'm with you. Yeah, yeah.
And it has the incomparable Wallace Shawn. For those of you that has ever seen
Clueless. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, he's in it. There's a bunch of acting that doesn't get recognition.
Is this the second movie? You picked Clueless?
No, this is Princess Bride. I'm still talking about the first movie.
Oh.
The second movie is you have to watch Fast and the Furious.
Which one?
Who you are?
Which one? All of it? Oh, first one.
The first one, or if you don't have access to the first one, you could watch The Fast and the Furious, which is the first one that stars The Rock. That's when he came on board. And just to throw it out there, I think you should watch and this is going to be a twofer. You should watch the last two Avengers movies
buddy.
Together.
Yeah, buddy. I'm on board.
Those are two movies that you could watch together, and even if you don't know the characters, between those two movies, you'll have a satisfying action. You'll have a great introduction of characters. You'll have a very moving scene, which is the end of the first Avengers Endgame, and the last Avengers movie will have the satisfying conclusion of the Avengers saga. It's a very, very good two.
I cried in that movie, bro. I was in the Philippines and the end game. I cried in that, man. The Iron Man scene just got me. It's just
Avengers Endgame is really good. Avengers Infinity War, if you watch them back to back, can't beat it.
Priceless. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff. Now, Marco, what's one question you wish I'd ask you, and how would you answer it?
Why I like wrestling.
No way. This guy, wait a minute, man. This guy is so into wrestling, bro. He's going to fly into different state. He's going to get out of the plane in the airport with like maybe an hour or two before the event. Before going to the event, he goes to the some kind of bar. He hangs out. He backstage passes. Prior to that, he goes to the wrestling match and loses his AirPods. Go ahead, Marco.
Hey, so here's the thing. What he's describing is my story for WrestleMania in New York. So I've been a wrestling fan, not since birth, because at birth the only thing you're a fan of is your parents and whoever feeds you. So I've been a wrestling fan since about 6 or 7. It's because it's something that was always played in my house, and I kind of continue the tradition. And the pageantry, the storytelling, everything still pulls me in. The same reason why I like movies.
Right.
It's a time where you get to watch larger than life characters. And as I got older, I've been fortunate enough to meet people that are in the industry, and I've been able to be at certain events, be backstage, and meet wrestlers and see the other side, the human side, appreciate more the athleticism. Just like you speaking to a buddy that works at a job, you get to find out how they feel about what they do. And it's kind of like, I'm a fan, but I am still a person that enjoys watching wrestling, and I have a lot of friends in the industry, and I have people that know the big names in the industry, and I've been fortunate to meet a lot of people that I saw as my heroes when I was younger.
Yes, you have, man. I envy you, bro.
And I look forward to continuing to do that. You know, in some
one thing
capacity.
is epic. That's why I put one of your pictures in the teaser was Razor Ramon. He's like when we were young in the Philippines. That's my boy, man. In fact, I love him so much. I put my Kiko, my third brother, I put him in Razor's Edge, right?
That's dangerous, guys. Don't do it.
Bro, I put him in Razor's Edge and slam him in his bed. He was like, it's crazy.
Guys, don't do it.
It is crazy, bro. I mean, it's amazing. What's that? It's Nash. You've seen Nash, and I've seen it. I was like, man, this is one of the epic legends that I looked up to. Maybe one, Ultimate Warrior. I love Ultimate Warrior, bro. Have you ever had some souvenirs or anything with him?
No. He unfortunately passed before I got access to even get to meet wrestlers on a regular basis.
It's amazing, though.
But, you know, I'm right there with you, man. I saw the legend of him grow and everything.
Yeah. It's cool. Crazy. We're crazy about it in the Philippines. Now, Marco, here in our show, we got the signature questions. One last thing. In your own method, how would you share your practice of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation? Just quick summary.
Well, based on that, so for wisdom, you got to always accept that you got to keep searching knowledge. You can't get to a point where you acquired all the wisdom, and I believe that in order for us to survive as a society, we got to keep passing on that wisdom that we learn simultaneously while we learn more of it. That's how you uplift people. And what was the other two mottos? Oh,
it's justice, courage, and moderation. It's basically the practice of stoicism.
Well, I think, justice, it all depends. I think justice comes in many forms. I think when justice, we should practice a gray area because nothing is ever black and white.
Right.
And justice is subjective, just like beauty to the eye of the beholder.
Right.
We got to think about, we came from not too long ago, we were a society that was like an eye for an eye. I don't think that's justice. It's just two people with no eyes then after that. Gotcha. And the courage is, man, courage comes in very levels. I think a lot of people, when they come to mind, they think feats of strength, right. Opposition and all that stuff. I think the courage of you dealing with a cruel world on a daily basis is something that needs to be celebrated. The courage to be a single parent in this day and age needs to be celebrated. Right. The courage of you being true to yourself and your identity and truly being unique as an individual, that needs to be celebrated, And it's not like being courage, like, oh, I'm going to walk into this dangerous situation and see it through. I think courage is something that can be different things. And that's my 2 cents on that.
Hey, man. You got that, brother. I'm going to hear this finished product of ours, man. It's amazing. I do truly thank you for your time, Marco. It's amazing. It's a good talk always, bro. I mean, I was able to learn a little bit more towards, how you go with your life and all that because of this little thing that we do here. But, man, it's amazing. Thank you for your time. Guys, check out Marco's podcast. Definitely, bro. We're going to check out his podcast. And I believe Marco and Lily has a podcast too, right?
Yes. I have a couple different projects out there. If you want to know what I'm plugging as of late, follow me on Instagram and @thesunsetkid56.
Hey.
On Instagram. And
I'm going to put a link in there.
Anything.
I'm going to put a link in there. I'm going to get that stuff there, man. Check out Marco's work. This guy is one of a kind. And I do truly appreciate your time, Marco, man. I thank you. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for the invite. Anytime, man.
Thank you, bro. Guys, we're approaching in our end segment here. If we remember Steve Jobs and how simple he dressed up on every single unveiling of an Apple product. On a modern time, it's a big deal. We know how big of an event these occasions are. He chosen his uniform of a black mock turtleneck, blue jeans, and a New Balance sneakers. It's not just about simplicity. He started wearing his trademark outfit because he fell in love with uniforms when visiting Japan in the early 1980s. Regardless of what the occasion is, he simply went bareheaded by choice. Black turtleneck, blue jeans, New Balance shoes. As one of the richest men live on earth in his time, he could have indulged in some easy relief, fine suits, leather shoes, but he did not. Steve trained his soul to be strong and resilient. He was learning indifference. His training prepared him for any conditions, any kind of luck. Guys, thank you for watching. Always remember, God is good all the time. This is your main boy. Peace out.